Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. Now, let's start. Which Indian entrepreneur was recently honored with Australia's highest civilian honor, Order of Australia? So recently, the founder and chairperson of Biocon, Ms. Kiran Majumdar's show, was honored with the Australia's highest civilian honor, Order of Australia, and she is the fourth Indian citizen to receive this honor after Mother Teresa and after former Attorney General Mr. Soli Sorabji and Mr. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar. So she became the fourth Indian to receive this Australia's highest civilian honor. If we talk about Australia, recently Australia was in news as Australia declared emergency in New South Wales because of heat waves. The Prime Minister of Australia is Mr. Scott Morrison, and recently Anumula Gitesh Sharma has been appointed as India's next High Commissioner to Australia. Australia is also the part of Quad. Quad stands for Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, and Australia, US, Japan and India are the part of this Quad. Recently, revised National TB Control Program was renamed. So what exactly is the new name? So Health Ministry recently renamed the RNTCP, that is Revised National TB Control Program, and the new name is National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, that is NTEP. Now, if we talk about TB, it is tuberculosis, and World TB Day is observed on 24th of March. And in order to reach out to every TB patient, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare had launched TB Harega, Desh Jeetega campaign. Apart from that, recently WHO, that is World Health Organization, endorsed a technology developed by Indian scientists to detect TB, and this name of this technology is TrueNet MTB. So this has been developed by Indian scientists and recently it was endorsed by WHO. Bapu Nadkarni, who passed away recently, was associated to which field? So he was associated to cricket, and he was well-known left-arm spinner and all-rounder who played for India in international cricket matches. He passed away recently. Which famous international company is to release its original film named The Banker? So Apple is going to release this movie named The Banker. Now, if we talk about Apple, recently France imposed GAFA tax on digital companies. GAFA stands for Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. So France decided to impose 3% tax on these companies on the revenue generated in the country. Now, a similar web tax was imposed by Italy and it became effective from 1st of January 2020. Now, Italy was also in news as it is going to be the host of 2026 Winter Olympic Games. The 2022 Winter Olympic Games will be hosted by China, while the 2020 Summer Olympic Games will be in Japan and 2024 Summer Olympic Games will be in France. Which Indian wrestler won the gold medal at Rome Ranking Series 2020 event that held recently? So recently, Ms. Vinesh Phogat won the gold medal in 53 kg category at Rome Ranking Series 2020, and Ms. Vinesh Phogat is a well-known wrestler. The birth rate of which country fell to the lowest since the founding of country 7 decades ago? Right answer is China. So as per the official data from China, the country's birth rate fell to the lowest since 1949. In 1949, China was founded as People's Republic of China. Now, as per the population estimations of United Nations, India is going to overtake China in terms of population by 2027. Now, China was also in news as recently China introduced mandatory face scans for phone users. China was also in news as recently US and China signed the Phase 1 of US-China trade agreement. And before this deal, USA declared that China is no more a currency manipulator. Previously, USA had designated that China is a currency manipulator. US was also in news because of US Space Force, as President Trump officially launched US Space Force recently. The 6.5 kilometer long Z-Morh tunnel, which was seen in news recently, is to be constructed in which state or union territory? So this tunnel is to be built in Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory, and recently a memorandum of understanding was signed in this regard in the presence of Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Mr. Nitin Gadkari. So it will be situated in Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The Lieutenant Governor of Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is Mr. Z-Morh. Now, if we talk about Mr. Nitin Gadkari, he is the Minister of Road Transport and Highway, and recently the proposal of Ministry of Road Transport and Highways was approved by Union Cabinet for the establishment of Infrastructure Investment Trust. So this INVIT stands for Infrastructure Investment Trust. Now, the constituency of Mr. Nitin Gadkari is Nagpur. Nagpur is in Maharashtra, and the Chief Minister of Maharashtra is Mr. Uddhav Thackeray. Nagpur was also in news as recently Nagpur resolution was adopted. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this resolution. The passengers returning from which country are to be screened for novel coronavirus, that is nCov, in selected Indian airports. So China is hit by a new viral disease, novel coronavirus, and that is why Ministry of Health and Family Welfare instructed the airport authorities of Delhi, Mumbai and Kolkata to screen the passengers returning from China and to check through thermal scanners if they carry the virus. Now, if we talk about coronavirus were first found in humans in 1960s, and these viruses cause flu and gastrointestinal problems. The APNA UREA-Sona Ugle brand of Hindustan, Urvarak and Rasayan Limited was recently launched by which union minister? Right answer is Mr. D.V. Sadanand Gowda. So Union Chemical and Fertilizer Minister Mr. D.V. Sadanand Gowda recently launched APNA UREA-Sona Ugle brand and logo of HURL, that is Hindustan, Urvarak and Rasayan Limited. Now this HURL is the joint company which is promoted by three PSU, that is Coal India Limited, NTPC and Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Now recently HURL was in news as it has undertaken the revival process of 3 sick urea plants. That means these 3 urea plants will be revived. So these 3 plants are Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh, Barauni in Bihar and Sinderi in Jharkhand. China's Great Wall Motors is set to acquire the manufacturing plant of which automobile company located in Maharashtra? So China's leading automobile manufacturer Great Wall Motors has signed an agreement with American manufacturer General Motors to acquire the manufacturing plant of General Motors, which is located in Maharashtra. Now, it should be kept in mind that General Motors announced that Chevrolet Sales India will continue as an independent entity. Actually, this Chevrolet Sales is the sales arm of this General Motors. So GVM is entity of China, GM is entity of USA, and recently MOU was signed between these two groups. Who was recently conferred the prestigious ICSI Lifetime Achievement Award for 2020 by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India? Right answer is Ms. Indu Jain. So the chairperson of Bennett Coleman and Company, Ms. Indu Jain, won the prestigious ICSI Lifetime Achievement Award. ICSI stands for Institute of Company Secretaries of India. And this award was graced by Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Anurag Thakur, and former CGI, Mr. Deepak Mishra. If we talk about Finance Minister, present Finance Minister is Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman and Minister of State is Mr. Anurag Thakur. If we talk about present Chief Justice of India, Mr. Sarad Arvind Bobde is the present Chief Justice of India. He is the 47th CGI. Answer in comment box who was the first Chief Justice of India. Constituency of Mr. Anurag Thakur is Hamirpur in Himachal Pradesh. Who was recently appointed as the new Prime Minister of Russia? So recently Mr. Mikhail Mishustin was appointed as the new Prime Minister of Russia. Actually, recently the entire government of Russia, including the Prime Minister Mr. Dmitry Medvedev, resigned following the constitutional reforms proposed by Russian President Mr. Putin. And therefore, the new Prime Minister was appointed. And new Prime Minister is Mr. Mikhail Mishustin. If we talk about Russia, recently Russia was in news because of avant-garde hypersonic missile. Russia was also in news as it was the focus country for International Film Festival of India. This film festival held in Goa. Apart from that, Russia was also in news as recently WADA, that is World Anti-Doping Agency, banned Russia for 4 years because of doping. Now, WADA is World Anti-Doping Agency. At national level, we have NADA, that is National Anti-Doping Agency. And recently, Mr. Sunil Sethi was appointed as the brand ambassador of NADA. Who is the author of book The Winning Sixer, which was recently released? So, former Indian cricketer and current head coach of national women's team, Mr. W.V. Raman, is the author of this book, The Winning Sixer, Leadership Lessons to Master. And this book was recently released by Mr. Anil Kumble in the presence of Mr. Rahul Dravid and Ms. Mithali Raj. Apart from that, recently one more book was in news, Asa and the Spirit Bird. Answer in comment box who is the author of this book. This book recently won the UK Children's Book Award. The S-400 air defense missile system will be delivered to India by which country? We have already discussed this question yesterday, so it will be delivered by Russia. Which multinational company has recently announced that it would create 1 million jobs in India by 2025? So recently, the head of Amazon, Mr. Jeff Bezos, was in India and he announced that Amazon would invest in India to create 1 million jobs by 2025. Amazon had decided to invest $1 billion to digitize the small and medium enterprises in India. Apart from that, Amazon was also in news because of Project Zero. The objective of Project Zero is to prevent the selling of fake goods through online platform. In addition to that, Amazon was also in news as recently India's first audio service Suno was launched, and this was launched by Audible. Audible is the part of Amazon. Which country is to play host to the ICC Under-19 World Cup 2020 tournament? So South Africa is going to be the host of this year's Under-19 2020 tournament, and Indian team will be led by Mr. Priyam Garg. India is the current defending champion of Under-19 World Cup and India has won this championship 4 times. Which Indian tennis player recently won the WTA Hobart International doubles title along with the partner Nadila Kichenok? Right answer is Ms. Sania Mirza. So recently, Ms. Sania Mirza won the WTA Hobart International doubles title along with her partner Nadia. Nadia is from Ukraine. 222 Squadron, the first Sukhoi 30 MKI equipped squadron, is to operate from Thanjavur Air Force Station. Now the question is, this Thanjavur Air Force Station is situated in which state of India? So it is in Tamil Nadu. So the 222 Squadron with its Sukhoi 30 MKI fighters will be the part of Southern Air Command and it will operate from Thanjavur Air Force Station in Tamil Nadu. If we talk about Tamil Nadu, recently Tamil Nadu was awarded the best state in reducing road accidents. Apart from that, Tamil Nadu was also in news as it became the first state in India to enact a law on contract farming. Apart from that, Tamil Nadu was also in news as it honored ISRO chairman Dr. K. Sivan with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award. What is the name of India's first e-commerce housing portal launched by National Real Estate Development Council? Right answer is housingforall.com. So recently, National Real Estate Development Council announced the India's first e-commerce housing portal, and the name of this portal is housingforall.com. The portal was launched by the Secretary of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and the Secretary is Durga Shankar Mishra. Now, if we talk about real estate sector, there is RERA, that is Real Estate Regulatory Authority. And recently, Kerala launched KRERA, that is Real Estate Regulatory Authority for Kerala. Kerala was also in news as it passed a resolution against CAA. In addition to Kerala, recently Punjab State Assembly also passed a resolution against CAA. Kerala also approached Supreme Court regarding CAA using Article 131 of Indian Constitution. Now there is a special video on this topic, you can watch that. Who is to lead the Indian delegation to the 50th World Economic Forum meeting, which is to be held at Davos? So Mr. Piyush Goyal is going to be the head of Indian delegation for the 50th World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, and Mr. Piyush Goyal will be accompanied by Minister of State for Chemical and Fertilizers, Mr. Mansukh Mandavia. Remember, he is Minister of State. In addition to him, Mr. Piyush Goyal will be accompanied by the Chief Ministers of Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. And the theme of this year's World Economic Forum's meeting is Stakeholders for a Cohesive and Sustainable Development, for a cohesive and sustainable world. So these were the important questions of today's quiz. Thank you, and that's all for the day.